It's strange that His Excellency the President is talking about code of conduct now. It beats me because I'm trying to load it, I've cited the code of conduct that he wrote the foreword in July 2013. So I don't know what this new conversation on a code of conduct is. And the little that I've read, I've loaded it. That is it. It's code of ethics for ministers and political appointees in Ghana. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. And the foreword, it has a former late vice president's picture. Yes, that was his vice president. Mm-hmm. Has a ministerial conduct, public duty, code of ethics. Is it that they don't believe in this?
What's your point?
What?
That because he launched,
they need to let us know what is different now.
There's a different government.
There's a different government. So every government comes with a. Don't forget that this code of conduct said code of ethics for ministers and political appointees in Ghana. Right. 2013. And the messages he's giving his ministers now is nothing different from, especially when you read the foreword, a message from the president. And it's signed, H.E. John Mahama, President of the Republic, Monday, July 8, 2013.
So are you saying that he should use...
Is this what they are going... Are they going to... Is it that they are going to review this and all that? Because all that he's been saying to his ministers are captured in this code of conduct. So is it just a matter of certain...
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure which one he's using, but it could be. But because they had a code of conduct in 2013, they may have reviewed it and still bring it back and remind you that there's code of conduct. Is there a problem with that?
Look, when you look at those things, transparency and accountability, influence peddling, fairness, integrity, impartiality, appropriate use of information, these are the things he's been telling his ministers. Use of budgetary allocations, loyalty, commitment, and dedication, discipline, diligence, and professionalism, contact with lobbies, definition of contact, and all these. These are the things he's been telling his ministers. To you
so
is it a matter of just setting a committee to reinvent the wheel?
Did you put your code of conduct to use? That's a question I asked you. You choose to answer.
Even if there was no code of conduct.
No, you had a code of conduct.
Even if there was no code of conduct, there's a code of conduct for public officials.
I'm saying that the president...
Commission of Human Rights and Administrative Justice published. Reinventing the wheel doesn't show any. There are all these things that we are talking about. If you go into the right institutions, those documentations are there.
But Nanado knew before he launched his code of conduct.
Even if there's no code of conduct, as a professional, as an individual, there are certain ways you need to.
Lawuratu, you are not answering my question. I said Nanado knew there were code of conduct in all the MMDAs. Yes. He knew. But he still sets his own, knowing that human beings are just human beings and are going to breach the laws in one way or the other. So he sets it to guide his ministers or appointees. Did he put it to use? That's a question I'm asking.
Why? When there's a code of conduct, right, you localize it in other areas. Did he put it to use? Why are you asking that question? Was there anything that happened that was not dealt with?
I'm listening to you.
Was there anything that happened that was not dealt with?
I'm not going to answer.
Was there anybody that breached anything that was not held to it?
Yes.
Like what?
Shall I give you an example?
Like what?
The health minister.
Uh-huh.
He breached the law.
Which
law? The procurement law.
And what
he breached it.
And what happened?
The president cleared him. In fact, he laughed at the results. He did.
There was a parliamentary committee.
And after the parliamentary committee, what did the president say?
But what was the report? Have you cited the report of the parliamentary committee?
It was in the full play of the public. Everybody watched the committee.
And what did the committee say? What was the report of the committee?
That he has to bring the money back. They should retrieve it. And what happened? Do we have the money back in our accounts? We don't even know.
Who was supposed
what
to do
What did the president do to him? When you breach procurement law, what happens to you?
What we do, just like the way we have, when we have security issues, we run around the institutions that are supposed to do the issues, and we target other institutions. That's it. We're supposed to retrieve the money. You get it? But whichever way, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is no longer the President of the Republic of Ghana. And I've always maintained that if you think that in the past administration, any individual did anything untoward, there are rules and measures to deal with those things. We are talking about the current president who signed the code of conduct. And the things that he's telling his ministers are the same things in the code of conduct. Now they are saying they are going to put another code of conduct together. Is it a matter of just setting up a committee, or is it a matter of just being populist just to get the attention of Ghanaians? That is the question I'm asking. Because at the end of the day, we are not having a president who is fresh to the presidency. This is a president who has been part of parliament, who has been a vice president, who finished his predecessor's term, had his full term as president, and back in office as president. He can't be doing things like a new person who has come onto the state. He signed it. And I've read out some of the headings in the Code of Conduct. Nothing different from what. Is this a matter of setting a committee or a matter of just being popular? That is the question I'm asking.
Problematic. Is it bringing it back? Hold on.
Yes, so that's the explanation they need to give us.
Is it bringing it back?
Like it was said that they are going to put together 60 ministers. And in 14 days, the full list will be with Parliament, right, for 13. When did the last list go to Parliament? Was it after 14 days? Obviously. Are they reducing the number to 55, or they are still maintaining the 60? That explanation must be given, because in his own inaugural speech, he said he will be open with Ghanaians, he will be transparent with Ghanaians, he will engage Ghanaians. So if you told us A, and you decided to do B, based on the circumstances you are faced with, we must know. And that's the explanation we are seeking.
Okay.
What happened to the 14 days? What happened to the 60? Are you coming to 55 and all that? Why don't some ministries have ministers, deputy ministers? The ministers are capable of doing that. Okay. Who are going to be augmenting the efforts of the minister? Are they going to be technical advisors? Are they going to be consultants? Is that a smart way of reducing the ministerial list and still putting people in office? We need to understand all these things. And these explanations, based on His Excellency the President's own inaugural speech, he must give us.
All right, we'll move forward.
I think that she's not being consistent.
No.
So, Annie, what is wrong with re-emphasizing the code of conduct?
There's nothing.
No.
I mean, even at home, even in school.
What you put
even in school.
No.
What is wrong with re-emphasizing it?
Please.
Annie, there's nothing wrong with re-emphasizing code of conduct.
What you put in your social contract was in English. It wasn't in any other language. Your social contract said, establish a robust code of conduct and standards for all government officials. What is me not being consistent about it? It's your documents that we are looking at. It's your own words.
So you're saying that,
what are you
because
saying?
It says that
you get it.
Establish a code of conduct for all government appointees. Yes. It means it's what? It's double standards.
Am I the one supposed to be explaining? There's already an existing conduct
for
code
agencies,
of conduct for agencies, ministers and
for
every
MMDs.
institution in this country has its own code of conduct. And sometimes I always tell people, you don't know their regulations sometimes until you have a problem in the institution. That's when you know that we have manuals for everything within our establishment. You put in a social contract. You signed a code of conduct. The same things you're telling your ministers now, right? But in your social contract, you're saying that established. What is the meaning of this? That's the explanation I'm seeking. It's not a matter of how am I the one supposed to be explaining NDC's social.
But I thought you said it's English language.
That's what I'm saying. He said establish. So what is happening to existing one, which is literally the same thing that's
existing in the MMDs,
repeating to your ministers, because once they are sworn in, he tells them certain things. He's mentioned about.
Is there anything wrong with repetition?
There's nothing
if it's
wrong
a good,
with it.
Exactly. I mean,
but if in the social contract it was implementing the existing code of conduct, that's understandable. But establish a robust code of conduct. What happens to the one that you put together? It's not robust. It's not fit for purpose. That is what I'm trying to understand. Brooke may pretend not to understand. Brooke may pretend not to understand what I'm saying.
So sitting here, I don't
because
think
already
I really do not think that robust or not, it's a national problem.
But oh really?
Robust or
the
not.
conduct of ministers is no longer an issue.
Oh no, what I'm saying, you don't get it.
How can I get it? Because what you are saying is off.
Yeah, but
code of conduct is not an issue.
So I'm saying that the document you're referring to,
yes,
whether you see it as robust or not, that's not the national problem.
Okay.
The national problem definitely will be dependent on the behaviors of the government appointees.
And what we inform the behaviors
and then
of the
what we are expecting is the punishment or the calling to book.
The reason
what am I saying?
The reason President Mahama is emphasizing
the issue.
Is
emphasizing. But what will inform the behavior? What will regulate that behavior?
The code of conduct will regulate the behavior.
The reason
because if you put
so what is wrong with asking if that old one that was signed by the president is not because I told you, what he's telling them is virtually what is in there.
Okay.
The reason President Mahama is emphasizing and re-emphasizing what is happening is that we have just been through a government that has really, the arrogance of power that we saw, the level of corruption, the level of disrespect, the mismanagement of the economy, the dire economic hardships that they have put us in, the grounding of the economy to a halt, the total destruction of our ecosystems. That is what Ghanaians have suffered.
Okay.
So now that that horror movie is over, President Mahama has to emphasize that when you new group you have come in, when you come, that code of conduct that we have already done, the one we have, all of you, I am going to emphasize and re-emphasize this one for you to not act that way. There is nothing wrong with re-emphasizing and emphasizing code of conduct.